Welcome everybody to One on One with LeTigress. I am joined today by Rockmonkey from Team EnVy to give us a little perspective into his performance thus far in the Paladins Premier League. So how do you feel about your journey so far within Paladins?
It's been great. This has always been a goal of mine, just to get here, to make it to the top.
So how did you get into Paladins in the first place?
So I came from TF2, and I always wanted more, being a small game.
That makes sense.
Just to make it somewhere big. This has been a dream for the past few years.
So then what is your favorite part about Paladins?
I like how Paladins just isn't about just ults or just teamwork. It takes so many elements and puts them together, and you always feel your impact. There's always something you can do to just turn the fight, and I just think that's so cool.
I like that. I haven't heard it put that way before. It's really cool. I feel like there's a lot of champions that we love watching you on, but what are your favorite champions to play?
Ooh. So last season, I just like playing Shaolin every time, but right now I just whatever the team wants, even if it's not gonna make me look good. Like if we need a Grok, I'm down. But I just love Kinessa and Xin.
Oh man, yeah, Kinessa. You had some really good play on her this past weekend, but also the moment where you
remember the quad?
Yeah, the quad, and then forget about the transporting off of the edge. What was your thought process during that?
Right as it happened, they're trying to figure out what went wrong, and nobody noticed. But I had to let them know. I had to let them know it was me.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was going so great, but.
I mean, when you have such good play like you've been having, I feel like those moments are just going to be extra noticed because you're thinking, oh my gosh, something actually happened that wasn't a quadra kill or craziness. But also, now being in the PPL, how does that compare to your experience in the PGS?
I think the PGS, it felt kind of loose. It was just it was always about just proving yourself and trying to get up there, the climb. And everything was pretty laid back and loose. And now that you're on a team, it's you're looking at the top and everything is so structured. You have a coach, you have an analyst, everyone's on the same page, same goals, and you're all working towards that.
And what kind of element does having a coach and analyst bring to the table?
A huge outside perspective. It's two more brains and two more perspectives just into everything. A lot of times you're caught up in something and you can't really see it objectively. But with the coach and analyst, you always have the stats and the guy just watching from the outside to let you know anything that goes wrong and how to learn from it.
Extra brains are always good. But
of course.
Even with the transition and everything, you've actually got to stick with Rubu the entire time. How has it felt having somebody to go through this journey with? It's
been interesting. I'm glad I got to stick with him. It was a huge factor in deciding where I wanted to go. So I know we have that synergy and everything, and it's just a solid anchor.
For sure.
Have that with you.
And now we're about to go into week 3. Team EnVy is undefeated. Did your team have a feeling something like this would happen going into the season?
We expected good things. I egoed out a little bit, saying whatever team I joined would become a top team.
Oh.
And it's been my journey to prove that, and to make everyone believe that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, going back to the fall LAN that we had when your team was there with Purity and we had all these other teams and you had that head-on with SK. So were you early on in that aspect having your just mindset on the prize of PPL the entire time?
My goal then, I was just like, I gotta win this. I wasn't thinking this is just a train for PPL. It was about, come on guys, we can beat these guys. We can, we can say something about what we are, and I'm glad I got to do that. But PPL, I did want for a long time.
And next week, you're facing off against G2, who's also undefeated. How do you feel about that?
It's exciting. I think it's gonna be a tough game, and I know they're gonna bring out something weird. That's what they're good at, and that's what I'm thinking they're gonna do. But we're all excited and we're pretty confident heading into this.
And with a lot of the teams, they're really making all these adjustments because of OB68. So I take it you and your teammates have also spent a lot of time kind of analyzing what could be the new meta?
Yeah, there's so many just hidden things that pop up, and North America is really getting good at that. It's just hey, what about this thing? And then it just throws everything off. And it's like the first time it was like that for me. This last patch before LAN, just everyone's like, okay, this is everything that we know, and you just keep playing this again and again and again. And now people are always coming up with another thing and another thing, which is crazy trying to keep up.
And you mentioned that you kind of had this feeling when going on to a team that you would bring just that really strong element, and everyone looks at you as a strong player. So does that add any extra pressure, or do you use it as a motivator for your performance?
It definitely shifts your mindset, because in the PGS, nobody knows you, and you're just like, hey, I'm really good, and you just want to prove it as much as you can. And now everyone's like, oh, okay, now what? And you're like, you don't want to mess up, you don't want to make a mistake, but if you let it drive you, you won't go for risks. So it's hard to balance, like, hey, I'm really great, and I can do all these things, but you don't want to mess up in front of people and like let them down,
Oh yeah, totally understand that. But you also bring the little monkey that you had during the LAN. I'm sure you can't ever let him down. Is he always with you while you're playing, or is it just at events?
I have more monkeys now, but I'll bring him to the next LAN. It's
Yay!
I got it from Rubu, Buffalo Wild Wings, right in Atlanta.
Oh, that's so perfect.
I like to keep it lighthearted, so.
Yeah. Are any of them by you now by chance, or?
I have one that sings. I'm not gonna play it though.
I will have to save that for the LAN. But with everything that's been going on and everybody watching the PPL, I want to know what you have to say to the community.
I want to say, like, if you want to get to the top, it's all about your mindset and your determination more than anything else.
Makes sense. Well, thank you for joining me today. I really enjoyed getting to hear your perspective on everything, and best of luck going into week 3 of the PPL. Everybody, thank you for watching. This is only one of many interviews we will have throughout the season, so stay tuned for more content in the future. Catch you then.